Hey up everybody, it's Johnny P, the Painted Coach. So I thought this week I would share with you one of my stories, and it's called my hairy toothbrush story. And it goes a bit like this. I was getting ready for bed as usual, and I was brushing my teeth, and I was brushing away in a happy world, and all of a sudden I realised there was a strange feeling in my mouth, and I realised actually that feeling was a hair. And obviously this disgust rose in me, but what I started to realise, all these emotions rose in me, and I was looking at somebody to blame. I started to say to myself that somebody had done this on purpose, and I was out for revenge. And through my self-awareness, I decided that actually, okay, so there's a hair on my toothbrush. Yes, it didn't feel nice. But I had a choice to make then. There was a choice is that I could go and start an argument and start blaming people for putting this hair on my toothbrush, when really, in the big scheme of things, that wasn't the case. Nobody had put a hair on there. It was done by mistake. And I started to realise that the reactions that we get from certain things, we can really make bigger than they actually are. Okay, so it wasn't a nice feeling. But in the big scheme of things, it was a hair on a toothbrush, and I could control my emotions. And with that, I'd stopped an argument. I'd even stopped maybe going to bed on an argument, which is a good thing. And I started to really think, how many times do we get into these emotional states over little things, when we could just take our time, just take a breath sometimes and think, you know what, in the big scheme of things, it doesn't really matter, and just bring ourselves back into control. And I started to think this through and reflect on this. There's so many incidents that I've blown things out of proportion, then caused arguments and caused ill feeling. And when I've had a chance to sit back down and reflect on it, I think, you know what, it was, in the big scheme of things, it was nothing. But these emotions rise in us, and it's like a wave, I call it. And I've learned a technique called ride the wave, and it comes from self-awareness around actually let this emotion come, but keep it under control and get things into perspective. And we all have our hairy toothbrush moments, be it a burnt pizza, somebody's cut you up on the road, whatever it is, we have our hairy toothbrush moments, but we have the ability to respond to that. And it's taking that deep breath and calming this wave down and just looking at it in the big scheme of things, but also understand that if you did react on those emotions, what could be those consequences if you did? Because a lot of the time we're out of control. But if we can ride this wave and these hairy toothbrush moments that we get, that we can sort of bring them down and take them for what they really are and get a bigger perspective on certain things, I just really feel that it will add so much benefit, especially now when we're facing these challenges and we're a lot closer now, etc., etc. And we're in this state now of fear and a little bit of anxiety where our emotions can come a lot quicker. So look guys, that was on my mind. This is this week's Now Then message, my hairy toothbrush story. Have a think about what your hairy toothbrush moments are and see if you can control those emotions to stop all those consequences happening. Take care for now.